Hello, how are you doing? Hello, hi. So quickly, there's a lot going on in Nigeria at the moment. See, it's enough to make you want to just wake up one day and say, I'm taking my family out of this country. But regardless of all that is happening, I mean, we've read in the Bible nations that what we're going through, some of us are still eating. There were nations in the Bible. There were places in the Bible where we read that a particular city could not eat. They were feeding on their children, and God forbid such happens in Nigeria. So regardless of all that is happening, I just want to ask you, what Bible verse are you using to console yourself? Because at this time, we just have to help each other, encourage each other. So what Bible verse or verses are you reading? Are you confessing to Nigeria? Are you confessing to yourself? We have to help ourselves. So I would like to hear from you. For me, I like the Bible verse that says, where others are saying that there is a casting down, I, Uluwadamlala, will say that there is a lifting up. So I always say it to myself, to my son, to my husband, to my family, my future. I usually say it: I walk in abundance, I do not lack, I walk in surplus, I walk in plenty, I enjoy plenty, I enjoy abundance. I always say these things, and somehow, I don't know how, there's power in positive confession. So somehow, because of these things that I confess, I already have the mindset that there's no scarcity for me. Yesterday now, when I went to PS, I had to get money. Banks are, how they're doing now. So when I got there, the man was like, "Oh, there's no money." I'm like, "I desperately need, even if it's 1,000 naira, I really need cash at the moment." And he was like, "Oh, okay." He just remembered. I was like, "Oh, I have 1,000," and someone had already asked, and he said he didn't have money. So I said, "Please give me the 1,000 naira. It is for me, because I've already confessed that things are working for my good, and I walk in favor, I walk in abundance, I enjoy this thing." So I had the 1,000 naira, and I was able to get the things I wanted to get within my estate to get back home. So there is power in positive confession. So what are the things that you're confessing to yourself and to Nigeria at the moment? I always say to Nigeria, in the book of Psalms, that Nigeria, your set time to get your favor is here. Now is your set time. That's how it is in the Bible, but I always coin it to suit me and to suit how I want to say it to a particular situation. So I always say it to Nigeria, and I always confess positive things to Nigeria. Things might not be looking like it now. You might be like, all the things we have been confessing since we're not seeing it yet. But don't lose faith. Prayer is an investment. Confession is an investment. Those things that you feel like, oh, why am I saying them now? Would work for you when you need it. Would work for you when you are stranded. Would work for you when there's scarcity, because you've already said them and you've prayed them into existence, into the future. So I would like to ask you, what Bible verse or verses are you confessing to yourself and to the country, in short, to the whole world at large, in this present time that we are going through? It's only God that can save us, you and I. It's only God. So we're trusting God, and while at it, we're also confessing positive things. So I would like to know, what Bible verse or verses are you confessing at the moment? Bye.